You've said yes to something you didn't want to do. Again. And right now, somewhere in your chest, there's this tight, familiar knot. That's not weakness. That's a wound talking. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your mouth says yes when your whole body is screaming no. Before we go further, hit like, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and subscribe, because what I'm about to show you might change how you see every relationship in your life. Meet Rachel, 34, marketing manager in Columbus, Ohio. On paper, her life looks fine. Good job, nice apartment, friends who post about her on Instagram. But Rachel hasn't had a Saturday to herself in 11 months. Her sister asks her to babysit. She says yes. Her boss asks her to take on another project. She says yes. A coworker she barely likes asks to grab coffee. She says yes. Rachel isn't nice. Rachel is scared. Here's the thing nobody tells you about people-pleasing. It was never about kindness. It was about survival. Psychologists call this the fawn response. You've heard of fight or flight, maybe even freeze. But there's a fourth one, and it's the quietest, most invisible one of all. Fawning is what your nervous system does when a child realizes that fighting back is dangerous, running away is impossible, and freezing gets noticed. So the brain finds a fourth option. Make yourself useful. Make yourself agreeable. Make yourself impossible to be angry at. If you grew up in a house where a parent's mood could flip in seconds, where you learned to read a slammed door, a long silence, a sharp tone before anyone said a word, your body built a system. And that system said, if I can keep everyone calm, I'll be safe. That system doesn't turn off just because you grew up. Wait, there's more. Because here's where it gets strange. Rachel doesn't feel unsafe with her sister. She doesn't feel unsafe with her boss. But her body doesn't know the difference between 2003 and 2026. To her nervous system, disappointing someone still feels like danger. Not social awkwardness. Danger. That's why saying no to a text message can trigger a racing heart. That's why turning down a dinner invite can keep you awake at 1 a.m., rehearsing your excuse over and over. Let's talk about what this actually costs. Dr. Judith Orloff, a psychiatrist who studies emotional boundaries, has pointed out that chronic self-sacrifice doesn't just drain your time, it wears down the body itself, showing up as exhaustion, tension, even immune issues over the years. Think about that. Every yes you didn't mean is a small tax on your body. Multiply that by 10 years, 20 years. That's not a personality trait. That's an invoice coming due. Here's the part that shocked Rachel when her therapist said it out loud. People-pleasing isn't generous. It's controlling. Because underneath it is a quiet belief. If I manage your emotions well enough, you won't leave me. You won't get angry. You'll keep loving me. It's not about them. It's about making sure you stay safe. That's not selfish to admit. That's the first crack of light in a room you didn't know was dark. But wait, there's one more layer most people never reach. The hardest part isn't saying no to other people. It's surviving the version of yourself that shows up right after you do. Psychologists call it the guilt spike, that hot, nauseating wave that hits 30 seconds after you decline something. Your brain reads that guilt as proof you did something wrong. But it's not proof. It's just an old alarm system, still wired to a house you don't live in anymore. So how does Rachel, how does anyone, actually change this? Not with a script. Not with just say no advice that ignores everything we just talked about. It starts smaller than that. It starts with delay. The next time someone asks you for something, you don't answer immediately. You say, "Let me check and get back to you." That's it. That single sentence breaks the automatic yes. It gives your nervous system 4 seconds to catch up with your actual wants, instead of your old survival wiring answering for you. Rachel tried this with her sister. When she asked about babysitting again, Rachel said those exact words. "Let me check and get back to you." Her sister paused and said, "Sure, no rush." No explosion, no withdrawn love. Just nothing happened. Rachel sat in her car afterward and cried. Because for the first time in years, nothing bad happened when she didn't say yes instantly. That's the moment healing actually starts, not some dramatic confrontation. Just proof, gathered one small moment at a time, that the danger your body remembers isn't the danger in front of you anymore. You are allowed to disappoint people. You are allowed to let there be an awkward silence instead of an instant yes. That silence isn't rejection. It's the sound of you finally being in the room. If this hits something in you, you already know someone who needs to hear it too. Send it to them. And if you want the next one, the one about why some people can forgive anything except being ignored, subscribe, because that one's coming next.